All right, everybody. Well, Nikki Haley Pack Watch has commenced. I'm a little late to this news because, unfortunately, I had some problems with my computer and OBS that fucked up my streaming schedule a little bit, and I'm quite upset about that, but we're finally able to get to this, and it's that Nikki Haley broke her promise to America, the Republican Party, and her supporters. She said that no matter what happens, she will not drop out of the Republican primary race, she will not suspend or stop her presidential campaign, she will ride the campaign all the way to the end, and she will not endorse Trump. Now, frankly, to be fair, she has, as far as I know, up until, like, the start of this stream, as far as I know, kept up the second end of that promise. She has not endorsed Trump, from my understanding. However, she has announced that she is dropping out of the presidential race, meaning, as the pretty much main frontrunner going up against Trump, Trump wins. Trump has once again beat a potential first female president. He is probably absolutely thrilled about that. Let's be real. You know for a fact Donald Trump is like doing a little dance about the fact that he has prevented two first female presidents single-handedly. He is definitely quite proud of himself for that. You know he is. You know he is. You know he is.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a very special edition of CBS Morning News. I'm Anne-Marie Green. It's 7 a.m., and this is Wednesday, March 6th, and we are beginning with some breaking news for you. Nikki Haley is suspending her presidential campaign today. That is according to a source familiar with the matter. She's set to deliver remarks in Charleston later on this morning. So, of course, we have team coverage on all of this, plus highlights from the big Super Tuesday races. We are going to begin with Skylar Henry. Skylar, you're in Washington with the very latest. Let's start with you. Skylar, good morning.
Hey, Anne-Marie, good morning to you. Absolutely breaking news here as the former UN ambassador says.
Wait, is that real? Nikki Haley said she would endorse Biden before she would endorse Trump. That's surprising that she'd even say that, though I'd be even more surprised if she followed through on it. Though I will say, I feel like the high levels of support for Nikki Haley, like, let's be real here. These are Republicans. 21% of Republicans in this state voted in California. Granted, this is California, but other states have similar polling. Nikki Haley does well. These are Republicans willing to vote for a woman over Trump. What does that tell you about these voters in the general? If they were willing to try to boot Trump off of the ballot, and they were willing to vote for a woman over him, I think that suggests they might be willing to vote for Biden over Trump when it comes to the general. That is a good sign. This is a significant chunk of Republicans that may switch over Democrat on Election Day, at least for the presidency.
She will suspend her presidential bid. A little later on today, we're expected to hear those public remarks and really hear as to why she decided not to move forward. But over the course of the last 48 hours, we know her campaign had ultimately said that they wanted to see whether she could be competitive following what we saw on Super Tuesday. We should also point out that we don't immediately expect an endorsement of the former.
Like, look, even in Alabama, 13% went to Nikki Haley. 13% went to Nikki Haley in Alabama of Republicans. Granted, that's still a large majority. I mean, Donald Trump would absolutely win will win Alabama in the general. Like, Trump is just going to win Alabama in the general. It is a red state, hard red. But the fact that, like, a fair amount of people are still going to go for, like, Biden, a surprising amount of Republican voters in Alabama, based on this, I think, are going to go with Biden. I don't see there being like a Blalabama. I don't think we're going to get Blalabama, but I would love to get Blalabama, but we're not going to get it, okay? It's not going to happen. But we are going to get a less red Alabama than we're used to.
Of the former president, saying instead that she wants to have some sort of dialogue with him.
Though, to be fair, no one ever thought we'd get a Blorgia. So Blalabama might be possible.
before figuring out how to move forward, and that is because she feels as if she represents several moderate members of the GOP who wanted a Trump alternative, if you will, and not only from a policy perspective but rhetoric as well. So we'll hear a little bit more from her in a couple of hours. Now, as for what we saw on Super Tuesday, steamrolling, if you will, from the former president who commanded many of those Super Tuesday voting states, especially gobbling up a lot of those delegate-rich states like California and Texas, getting him a little bit closer to locking up several of those delegates. He has right now 966 delegates right now. He needs 162 more delegates to clinch the actual Republican nomination, so he could actually do that in the next week or so. So we'll see what happens there. Meanwhile,
guys, I don't know. Do you think Trump's going to make it? I don't know. Is Trump going to be the Republican nominee? Guys, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull through. Guys, I don't know if Trump's going to be able to make it to the nomination. Like, why are we even treating it like there's a chance it's not Trump? Come on. Come on. We've got Biden, who is the incumbent, and Trump, who is the previous Republican president, effectively the Republican version of the incumbent right now. So, and he's also extremely popular. He's going to be the guy. He's going to win the primary, like, fair and square. Like, there's no... Why are we talking about it like it's an if situation? It's a when. It's coming type situation, in fact.
While on the Democratic side, President Joe Biden, he had a great day yesterday too, but he still has his work cut out for him as far as getting his voter base a little bit more enthused in terms of getting out and the possibility of him having a second term there. He's facing a few issues in terms of rhetoric around the economy, especially given the fact of inflation. Obviously,
I love how unsubstantial the uncommitted votes are too. Like, the uncommitted vote protesting. I mean, I don't... Like, if you're going out and voting, at least, even if you vote uncommitted, I guess it's like, whatever, it's the general, or not the general, the primary, who cares, but you better fucking vote blue during the general, you motherfuckers. You fucking better. You better vote blue.
There's the crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border. He'll have an opportunity to lay his case out there to voters tomorrow during the State of the Union address, but he will also be hitting the campaign trail as well, hitting several battleground states, including Pennsylvania and Georgia. But we should also point out it wasn't exactly a clean sweep for President Biden. Actually, he didn't win the tiny U.S. territory of American Samoa, and that is because it went to Jason Palmer, a Baltimore resident, entrepreneur, and a political enthusiast, if you will, who has a ton of cash and actually did not make it to American Samoa until the day of the caucus, instead doing Zoom town halls to make his case.
It's over for Biden. American Samoa is OP. Biden's cooked.
Out there. Obviously, we don't expect this to derail the president's bid in terms of locking up the Democratic nomination, but actually absolutely an interesting twist, if you will, from an otherwise Super Tuesday, Anne-Marie.
Very unsuper. Thanks a lot, Skyler.
An Super Tuesday.
All right, so for a little more analysis, let's bring in CBS News campaign reporters Olivia Rinaldi and Nydia Cavazos. Thank you so much, guys. Nydia, I'm going to start with you because you've actually been following the Haley campaign. What more do we know about the decision that she has made?
Good morning, Anne-Marie. We know that Nikki Haley will be delivering her remarks this morning in Charleston, South Carolina. We know.
Why is the audio delayed, but the video isn't? Like, how... I've noticed this ever since I was a kid. How have we yet to get to the point where, like, I have real-time conversations with my friends over Discord. They don't need to, like, sit there and nod for like 2 seconds after I finish talking before they can reply. Is it something, are they told to do that for like a good reason that I don't know and I'm being ignorant? Or is it like there's actually some weird delay, like the video's not delayed but the audio is? Yes, 2008 and 2020. I don't think that's answering my question. I'm talking about the delay, like between the audio and video. Because, like, I always see news reporters nodding their head for, like, a few seconds, and then they reply to something that just got finished getting said seconds ago. I don't... Oh, ads. Okay, that's why. No one's responding to what I said. God, I hate Twitch.
know that her team of volunteers, her production staff, everyone was already asked to stay in place in South Carolina. So we were already sort of anticipating that something was coming, although we didn't have official confirmation. But according to sources familiar with the matter, we were able to confirm this just this morning, a couple of minutes ago. And we've also been able to confirm that Haley would not be endorsing former President Donald Trump, but instead during her remarks that she's going to be delivering this morning, she's going to be calling on former President Donald Trump to unite the Republican Party and to work to be able to gather the support from her voters. And this is a message that Haley has
That's like the softest not supporting Trump. That's like basically soft supporting Trump, essentially. God, politicians are all liars. She's obviously going to walk it back. I guarantee you, Nikki Haley is going to have endorsed Trump by the end of the year. I fucking clip me right now. By election day, Nikki Haley will have endorsed Trump. Maybe not like official endorsement, but like she'll be speaking in support of Trump over Biden. She is going to walk back that I would endorse Biden over Trump thing real fast. I guarantee you. Republicans who are going for the presidency, who are trying to build their political career like Nikki Haley, will say anything at any given time to build their notoriety. Once this primary is over, Nikki Haley is irrelevant. The only relevance she will be able to claw out for herself will be the relevance she gets from kissing Trump's toes and like farming his fans for support. If she doesn't, she'll get sent to a camp if Trump wins. Yeah, maybe. I mean, Trump literally ran on lock her up about Hillary. Obviously, they never locked her up because she didn't do anything. But the whole like lock her up thing was he ran on the policy of locking up his political opponent, like fucking Putin, if Putin had to run for president.
And communicating to her audiences across different campaign stops and across different states just these past days leading up to Super Tuesday, she had been telling her crowd that, you know, it was sort of a warning for Republicans and a warning for Donald Trump. If he didn't manage to gather their support, then this would mean that Republicans would lose yet again. Now, we can expect this later on this morning, but as far as from conversations that I had been having with people close to Haley just these past couple of days, they were sort of in a celebratory mood because they've said that they've been able to fight hard till the very end, and they've managed to, you know, overtake all of her competitors to where this ended up being a two-person race. After Nikki Haley's defeat in Iowa, she was already calling this a two-person race.
God.
Even though Governor
That California win. That exit poll for California, sorry. God damn, 71% to Haley. Woo! I mean, Republicans are the least bigoted in California out of all the Republicans, it would seem.
Governor DeSantis was still in the race, but to her, it was
most
just
woke
about
Republicans live in
herself and
California
former
as well.
President Donald Trump. And now, despite the
Modern
many
day
calls
woke
that
California
Haley had been receiving to drop out and numerous questions from reporters at different gaggles, different campaign stops, asking her if she had any plans to drop out or commit beyond Super Tuesday.
Well,
and Haley had always said that her focus was going to be Super Tuesday.
Good God, did the stream just fuck itself? My lord. We just dropped to 0 frames. Oh, no, yeah. Did my internet just fully die? What is happening? And now we're back. Huh. OBS displays 0 drop frames. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe what OBS is saying right now, that there was 0 drop frames. Somehow, I doubt that. Somehow, I think that's a lie. Yeah, OBS, like, shit itself there for a second. That was straight up, like, my internet having a problem, not OBS. That was unrelated to the crashing thing. That was, like, a fluke. My internet got silly there. That wasn't even OBS doing something. I will say, OBS seems to be fucked in more ways than one because it didn't display any frames as having dropped there, despite displaying the 0 data sending. So something's wrong with my OBS for sure. I think it's definitely an OBS problem. So it is the stream system. Drop frames refers to encoding. Yeah. We shall see. We shall see. Regardless, though, I think that's mostly what I wanted to talk about. I feel like Nikki Haley is probably going to fall in line with the rest of the Republican Party, because when you want to build as big of a platform as her, you need the majority support. Politics isn't about, like, being a morally upright, righteous, upstanding, stick by your principles, like Ned Stark motherfucker. It's about winning. At the end of the day, politics electorally is about winning. When it comes to these politicians, their bottom line goal is to win, to stay in office, to get reelected, to get elected, and to advance in their station, like where they are elected. And to do that, I don't think Nikki Haley is going to be able to stick to her guns. I don't think she's going to be able to stick to her anti-Trump, I am the representative of the non-Trumpist part of the Republican Party, and actually be a significant force among conservatives. Hopefully we didn't lose that segment about the Republican Party dying, Xander Hall. I'd love to see it uploaded to YouTube. Oh, no. There's no losing the segments. They're recorded natively, so it's all good. It's all good, Lefty Jenna. It's all good.